guys, welcome back to my channel. So today what we're going to do is I got the lower motor mount made, so I'm going to weld these two in, and then I want to take that reinforced metal bracket. Once this is welded in, I'm going to tack weld that, weld it in. And as you can see over here, well, let me go underneath. I'll show you a better view of it. Sorry, I'm a little bit hurt today. So, as you can see right here, that runs all the way to the front here, and goes up to there. So what we're going to do is we're going to weld that in. I'm trying to get in there a little bit further. Let me see here. Let me move some stuff out of the way. So I want to get up underneath of here so you can really see how this is. So, shit. Alright, that didn't go too well. Yeah, that didn't feel too good. I'm actually stuck. The buggy fell on me. Oh yeah, that felt great. Alright, let me pause the video. I don't want to try to get out from under here. I'll be right back. Alright, well, that didn't feel too good at all. So, luckily I was strong enough. I was able to bench press myself up with the buggy on my back, and was able to manage to get myself up out of there. Damn it. Yeah, really feeling great right now. So, it does help to put the jack stands where they belong, and I really ain't got the greatest jack stands in the world. They're like Battlefield 1947 style. So, I had to sit down and take a break for a bit. So I'm going to try to push forward to try to continue to give you guys some content here. My back is really killing me along with my neck, so this might be a short video today. Let's just hope that don't happen again. So, I'm going to attempt to make this video. So, where I left off at is, if I can remember, I was being lazy. Instead of getting out from underneath and go to the other side and take a video, I tried to get it while I was on my back like a dumbass. So always be cautious of your surroundings and what you're doing. God, that really hurts. It didn't make my neck or back feel any better. So I want to weld those two motor mounts in. And then I want to mount that lower bracket. It'll be the engine protector once that's installed. Hopefully I have this buggy in good position to where it doesn't fall down again. I'll take a keyhole saw and drill a hole through that steel plate for the oil drain plug, so you wouldn't have to take the plate down to get to it. And it's thin metal, but not thin enough to where it's not going to serve a purpose. It's a skid plate, and it's going to help protect the bottom half of the motor, so if you get on some rough terrain, you're not going to hit the bottom half of the motor. You'll be fine and be able to change the oil and the oil filter. So that's where we're at now, and I'm going to go fire up the old generator, and I'm going to weld that in. Y'all hang tight. I'll be back. Show you my progress. See you in a bit. So, I've been testing some internet. I'm not mentioning the company's name because I'm in battle with them. But, the internet seems to be okay. I may take advantage of that. So I'm going to get cracking. I'm hurt. I'm going to get done for today so I can get back to the house and chill out and try to recuperate a little bit. So hang tight. Like I said, this just may be a short video today. Depends on how I'm feeling. So I just wanted to make sure I got you guys something to watch. And I'm going to introduce you to a little buddy here. There she is. She's a pretty little thing. Come here, babies. Oh, the poor little girl got hurt. Yeah, something got a hold of her neck. You see back there, she's missing some fur. It got her pretty good, too. Big old chunk taken out of her neck. Poor little thing. She is so friendly and so nice. I wanted to take her in the house, but my other cats would get into a fight with her. This little girl's got street smarts, and the other ones, they're not feral. So I would like to be able to take that little thing in, but yeah, my landlord, he's got dibs on her, so I can't take her in. I ain't trying to upset. So, all right, everybody. So after that incident this morning, I ran my fat self out of welding wire. They don't sell none around my location, so I have to order it. So it's going to be a while. Be about a week before I can start welding anything. So in the meantime, what I done is I zip tied my wires, my harness are a little bit better. So we have a few things. We got an extra additional power wire for accessories. We got tail light wires we need to hook up to this female side of the plug, and then we can zip tie that in there, and then we'll have a running tail light. And then we got our battery ground wire, we got our battery hot wire run on this side, so we still gotta get a battery for it. We got an accessory plug-in for back here for whatever, maybe a little small trailer we can put back here, because remember, I gotta support this between here and here. So if I'm going to do that, there's two possibilities. Two ways I can make it removable. What I could do is get me a piece of a round tubing, some thick grade, weld those nuts into the tube on both sides. Cut the tube to fit in between here, and then all I would have to do is run that bolt right through it, run that bolt through it. But I don't think that's going to be effective enough. So with the original, went onto here on both sides and came up into here part of the suspension. That's what this little guy is for. That's what the other one's for on that side. And the shock's connected just like this on both sides. So I'm going to utilize part of that because it has a spot for a ball hitch for if you want to tow something, tow someone, something small, whatever. I'll be able to do it. So also it's going to give me what I need for a spring-loaded chain tensioner. So I mean, right now at this point, I got the chain the way it's supposed to be, right at that tension. But as soon as she gets on her own body weight and start going across terrain, that chain is going to become loose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to utilize this section with the original piece that's over there, that piece. I'm going to cut it up to where I can reinforce it back down into here on both sides. And then I can have a ball hitch, I can tow a trailer. If it had lights on it, I can plug light into it. Want to run some 12-volt accessory off the back of it, I can run it off the back, maybe a light. So whatever the case is, gives that option to be done. And still have enough room up here in the front to where you can reach up in here, down in here and grab the pull start. Or you can come back here and grab it, pull start it. So still has the electric starter capabilities, so you can push start the button, start it up. The chain's hooked up. I had to go with a bigger chain. That's why there's a different one on here than the one you saw that I made about Metal Rescue. That's why that chain is not on here. So, plus not only that, I like this one because it looked newer and it was longer, so I had to cut a segment out of it. And the four-wheeler chain would not fit it because it was too narrow and not enough spacing in between here for the rear sprocket. However, the sprocket from the four-wheeler has been worn down, so it has enough spacing in between there, so that turns that just fine. Then we got to remove the speedometer sensor off of here, relocate it over here, tighten down these bolts, both sides, get my brake caliper mounted, welded. Remember, I had to flip the axle upside down, so put the sprocket on the same side for the motor, and we need to put another one of these over here, drill a hole for the nut and bolt for the caliper, and take our bracket and move it over here so we can put our brake caliper protector and chain protector here on this. And so far seems to be good. That motor is not going to go nowhere, I promise that. So the original idea for the top half, backside of the motor, I was saying was going to go from here out to here, from here out to there somehow. Remember, this has to be able to be removed. So that's bolted in. Because the way I got that front motor mount, you're not going to unbolt this motor and take it out from behind the seats. So what's going to happen is, if this motor ever had to get taken out to be serviced, transmission, whatever, I take the shock bolts out from the bottom, jack this up, pull the chain off, lower the swing arm, drop the swing arm down, jack up the frame, take the two top bolts out of here, off of that bracket. You can leave this one connected You take those two bolt, that one bolt out, and take the front motor mount out and the top motor mount out. Then the whole motor can come back this way. So, not too bad. Oh, and take off the muffler, which I haven't shortened it up yet. So, then of course unplug the tail light, so you can pull the harness. The starter solenoid can come out. I'll just pull it out of its sleeve and disconnect the motor, and it'll just come right out of there. No problem. So that's the way I wanted to design it for that reason. And the motor will stay nice and cushioned on the suspension rather than being slap boxed up and down on the rear swing arm. So that's why I made it like that. So while we're waiting for welding wire to come in so I can finish welding up these rear lower engine mounts, I'll be doing the wire harness, finishing that up, playing with the sensor wire, trying to figure out what that's supposed to go to, whether it's CDI box or if it's supposed to go straight to the tack. I don't know. I'm seeing too many versions of a wire harness and it's not showing me anything. So that's where this is. And yes, I am still completely raw from this morning, this beast falling down on my back. I thought for sure that was end game right there, and I thought I was going to have to get to the hospital. So it's now midday, and so I've just been slowly playing with it, doing light duty stuff, and just trying to get the kinks out of my neck and my back after today. So it's looking really good. Suspension is going to play very well with this. Got plenty of clearance on both sides. And once this is done and mocked up and everything, it's going to close this area off more so no material can get down inside there. We've still got the fan that we have to mount. Still got to pull the carburetor, even though it's functioning. Got to pull the carburetor, clean it out real good. Got to finish off mapping out the rest of the wire harness between the two, the Hammerhead and the Suzuki engine, to finish that off. And some light duty modifications, and then I got to repair the seat frame. Those things, they just rust out. So I'm going to reinforce them with bed rail, because I don't want no one getting hurt. Okay, I mean, the whole reason why we do these things is so we can have fun. You ain't having fun if you're laid up in the hospital for 6 to 8 months because you broke something in your spine or done messed yourself up because the seat belts failed and all that stuff. So I'm going to reinforce that. Then I'm going to repair the front plastics. And I got some really cool ideas about what I'm going to do with those headlights. You guys ain't going to want to miss that. There's a conversion that I have not seen anyone do ever, and you're going to see it here on my channel. We still got to mount a choke cable. This one had the 2-in-1 on the carburetor. It had a choke cable, or you pulled the choke out from the side, the plunger. Well, the plunger at the top had gotten stuck. So I'm going to have to try to find a way to get that to let loose so I can mount my choke cable. And I think I'm going to mount that in the center console that I'm going to make in between the seats. It's just a small little handmade thing. It ain't going to be nothing elaborate or expensive. And then we still got to bleed the brakes once I get the brakes all hooked up. So I can't do anything with the brakes now because it's requiring drill and weld and mock up, and well, I gotta pop these wheels off because I gotta put in some reinforced thick grade washers so I can reinforce the hub on both of them. And from the outside and from the inside, you're not going to notice much difference. I mean, a 4-bolt pattern is a 4-bolt pattern. So it's going to get reinforced, and the wheels may puff out probably just about 1/8 of an inch. You're not going to notice it. So they're sitting out pretty wide right now as it is, so I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy with the way these wheels look on here. And once everything's done, I'm going to start painting stuff. I'm going to paint the front wheel hubs and rims. I'm going to paint them white. I like the white on black and blue and the silver combination. I'm going to black out the motor so it blends in with the buggy so it looks like it belongs to it. But I'm going to leave the Suzuki badge on it with the reverse gear. I'm going to leave that intact. There's going to be another sponsor. His name's the Sticker Man. Love that guy's work. You guys are going to have to sit here and watch that, because I'm ripping the hammerhead and the GTS 150 off the sides, and I'm going to leave the GTS on the front, but it's going to have Suzuki on this thing. And so it looks like manufactured in the end, and you know, it'll be quicker and it'll be cooler because you get to shift the gears. So I don't think I'm going to leave that cup holder on there. That looks like an encouragement to drink and drive is what it looks like to me. Not zero alcohol issues here, but yeah, I think I'd like to be able to keep that for my 4-wheeler. So I'm going to heat up the outside edges of it so I can, you know, take that thing and fatten it up for my cup of coffee. And there was talk about stretching the frame on this thing. Well, you're not just stretching the frame on this, you are stretching everything in between. You're stretching the shift cable. You're stretching the reverse cable. You're stretching your brake lines. You're stretching your emergency brake cable. You're stretching your wire harness. And then after that, you got to stretch the frame. And well, I'm not in the mood for all that. So it's just going to modify the seats so they sit down lower profile, and sit back here with the driver's seat. The passenger seat's not going to be able to come all the way back like it used to because we had the exhaust there. So that'll be fine. And well, then I'm going to take this roll cage, I'm going to pop a hole through it, run my light bar wire down through the bar, pop it back out down at the lower end, so we don't have this thing, ungodly looking thing, sitting out here like that. So then we're going to make a roof. for this. And I'm going to put it on the top side of here. And then I'm going to tuck it on the inside of here and run it down so air rushes through here, down and down into the motor bay. And then I'm going to build my tire rack. It's going to come off of here, and it's going to hinge from this section where you pick up handle, lift it up, and then you can lock it so it don't come back and hit you in the head. And then you can pull the pin and lay it back down. Gas tank's going to sit right up inside here. We don't need a basket for carrying anything. The surface area would be just fine if you needed to put something. Tire rack would be nice because if you get a flat tire, you just pop tires off and you're ready to go. So yeah, she's coming along. So I'll probably do a little bit more grinding, get the rust off, and then I'm going to shoot the paint, get the wires up so they don't get painted, and shoot some paint on the frame and kind of butter it up a little bit more. And I think that's it for my day. And we gotta support the throttle cable somehow. Don't want that getting pulled on and we go full whip and throttle down the path and run somebody over. So that's going to have to get a designation to where it doesn't get pulled on. Probably part of the fan mount that I'm going to make. I'll drop a little tab so it grabs onto that and I can put a zip tie straight to that. That's how I'll take care of that. We don't need to go on a hell ride, so yeah, I painted a little bit down in here so it looked better, and I painted a little bit up over there so it looked better. Just getting rid of the rust as I go along. And well, so far I think she's looking pretty good. I'll stand back here so y'all can see it. So there she is. Short, stubby little thing, but she's gonna be fine. And you know, sometimes you don't think about things until after it's already done. I could have extended the swing arm and made the rear stand out a little bit more, and that would have lowered my chances of having to put a spring tensioner on that chain, because then it would have been in line with the sprocket. But it's doable, it's fine. So yeah, cool, we're good, still on track. And I still got to do the front wheel bearing. So once after I do the rear brake, then I can drop it down, and after I do the motor balance, drop it down, and then pull the wheel off and take care of that. And get the wheels to match each other. I'll probably repaint those in there because they're going to get welded, so the paint's going to get burnt and it ain't going to look right. So this thing is really coming along. I mean, it's came a long way compared to what it was. So yeah, stay tuned. I thank you guys for watching. Please hit like, subscribe, give me that thumbs up. You know, I really appreciate it. That's what's going to help me during my downtime with my neck surgery. So you guys like my channel, hit like, hit subscribe. That's how you can thank me. Appreciate you guys watching. And thank you very much for all my new subscribers and my sponsors. And see you next time.